Hello again. I got another one of these fanfics for my character's birthday by Crash the Mega Raptor. Longtime fan art creator, so fan art artist is the correct nomenclature. Uh, yeah, it's another day. I would have done this one last night, but it was about 11 when I finished recording the two-parter, and that's around the time my brother goes to sleep, so I need to be quiet. But, it's the next day, sun's out, actually it's about to rain, doesn't matter. I want to thank you, Mr. Crash, for this because you didn't have to and you did. I appreciate you doing stuff. Even if you just like said happy birthday, Minnie, I would have been happy. But this is awesome, so without further ado, I'm going to read it. Midnight Minnie. If that's a reference to something, I don't get it. Sadie Angelbright looked away from her book when she heard a small thump. Sitting nearby, her daughter Minnie was struggling to keep herself awake. "Aw, poor Minnie." She had already bumped her head against the desk twice now. She tried to draw a picture to keep her mind fresh. But it clearly wasn't working. Clearly. Sadie gave a small sigh and glanced at her watch. "All right, Minnie, I think it's time you call it a day. It's well past your bedtime." All right. "What? But Mom, I don't want to go to bed," protested Minnie. "I want to stay up." Now, any normal day, Minnie would probably have gone straight to bed without even being told. Unless she had something really sugary. Nah, she's an early bird, so she likes going to bed early. But today wasn't just any normal day. It was the day before her birthday. This was always a big deal for Minnie. There was one thing above all else that she really wanted to do for her birthday just once, and that was to stay up until midnight so that she could officially witness the start of her birthday. Well, good luck with that, Minnie. She'd been trying to do this for the last few years, but with no success. Maybe this year would finally be the year she got to see her birthday start. Sadly, though, fate had other ideas. "Sweetie, you can't stay up tonight," said her mother. "You've had a long day and you're clearly too tired." "No, I'm not." Minnie's protest dissolved into a yawn. "I've just happened to run into a dimension-hopping carnivorous plant. Please, Mom, I stay up just this once. Why is there two of you?" Sadie shook her head. "You know full well that you have a special treat planned for you tomorrow. We'll be up bright and early, and that means you need to have a good night's sleep." Can we do it?" Minnie, struggling to keep her eyes open, tried to stop herself from yawning to no avail. "Later." "Wilhelmina Bethany Angelbright, we're not discussing this any further," Sadie said firmly, standing up and putting her hands on her hip. "Even if I were to allow it, there's no way you'd stay awake until midnight. You're going to bed now, and that's final." Minnie knew there was no point in arguing with her mother when she started using that tone, meaning it sounds like at any moment she can turn into a goddamn serial killer. She sighed and picked herself up and slowly walked out of the room, although not without colliding with the door frame whilst doing so, because you have to. It's not fair," grumbled Minnie as she lay in bed. Even though she'd brushed her teeth and changed into her pajamas, she still badly wanted to stay up. Why of all nights did she have to feel so tired? Then she had an idea. "I'll set my alarm to go off just before midnight," she said, sitting up and reaching for her alarm clock. "I'm sure I'll get plenty of sleep by then, and then I'll feel nice and refreshed." Minnie felt quite pleased with herself as she set the alarm clock. Now all she had to do was... Wait, that wasn't right. I see what you did there. The clock's face said it was only 5 o'clock. It should have been much later than that. And as Minnie looked at the clock in confusion, she noticed something else. None of the hands were moving. Her alarm clock had stopped. Oh, no, 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 no. Minnie nearly dropped the clock as she fumbled in her bedside cabinet for a new battery, only to find none at all. All she could find was her mobile phone. She could have easily set the alarm on that to wake her up, if it weren't for the fact that her younger brother Aldi had dropped it earlier that morning and broken it. Ah, so that's the explanation. Whoop. There. Lost my place. Sorry. Oh, there we are. He had received quite the scolding for that, and Sadie had promised that she would look into buying a new phone, at least. I'm sure she breaks them like every week or something. But right now, Minnie felt like crying. Don't cry, baby, no. It was just one simple wish, and it felt like the entire universe was conspiring against her to prevent it from happening. Her older brother, Theo, was usually allowed to stay up as long as he wanted, no matter how tired he was. Why couldn't she? Because the world ain't fair, Minnie. Maybe if I try really hard, I can stay up until midnight anyway, she said to herself. All I need to do is keep myself awake. If they could do it. And then within 5 minutes, Minnie fell asleep. Minnie was a very imaginative girl, and this extended into her dreams. I thought this was going to go into that territory. But whenever it was the week before her birthday, she went into overload. She had several really good dreams, too many to list here. Cheap. But they involved massive cakes, even more massive presents, and all her friends from every corner of the earth, and many more. Personally, I think it involves a space platypus and their space axelrods. If that's a species. They were so pleasant that she soon forgot to be upset. Then, just as she was about to take a bite of the world's largest strawberry-flavored jelly, her favorite type, she saw some butterflies flying towards her. They flittered about, spelling the words happy birthday with their bodies, which really brought a smile to the girl's face. One landed on her cheek. Did you guys do this for me? Minnie asked with a giggle. She gently brushed the butterfly's antenna with her finger. The butterfly then lifted up a leg and began to tap on her face. At first, Minnie found it quite ticklish. Then the tapping got a little heavier, remarkably for a butterfly. Minnie, Minnie. Let's see. Then the butterfly crawled onto her shoulder and suddenly began to vibrate so much that Minnie felt herself shaking. Minnie, wake up! What? Gasped Minnie as she shot up into an upright position, eyes wide open. She was still in bed, but there was a figure sitting... Oh, there was a figure sitting on her bed, a young woman by the looks of it. Minnie immediately reached for the lamp and switched it on. Sorry about that. I was worried for a moment you weren't going to wake up, said the woman. I'm not used to waking people up like this. Minnie recognized the blue hair and the large ring she held in her hand immediately. I'm not going to say this name right. Kyra? She exclaimed. Kyra the dream catcher. Dream guider, corrected Kyra with a smile. But yes, it's me. What are you doing here? Isn't now the time of night you're out, whatever you're doing with the dreams and the stuff and the sleeping? Well, yes, but I wanted to make your wish come true. My wish? Yes, to witness the very start of your birthday, explained Kyra. Minnie gasped. How did you know about that? I'm a dream guider, Minnie, chuckled Kyra. I wouldn't be a very good one if I didn't know what my clients, if you will, wanted best of all. And I detected that this was really important to you. Minnie sighed, but a happier manner this time. All right, who's saying this? Okay. Yeah, for the last few years, I'd really hope I'd be able to stay up until midnight so I could effectively witness the start of my birthday. That's big language for Minnie, she explained. But things keep getting in the way. Either I have to be up early in the morning or I'm just too tired. Then when I try, I always seem to fall asleep and miss midnight. And then she realized something. Wait, what time is it? My alarm clock, mobile phone, they're broken. Okay, calm down, Minnie. I brought my watch with me, Kyra explained, putting a hand on Minnie's shoulder to calm her down. She put down her energy ring and took her pocket watch out of her short pockets. It's 1:45. Not too long at all. Sorry, phone. Minnie breathed another sigh of relief. She was so glad Kyra had come all the way to tell her in time. Then she had a thought. Kyra, would you mind if I held your watch? I just so I can see when midnight is past. Pretty please. She looked at Kyra with the sweetest eyes imaginable. Kyra seemed hesitant at first. She knew Minnie could be unintentionally clumsy at the best of times. But this was a special occasion for her. Well, all right, she said, holding her watch out. Just be careful, and whatever you do, don't touch the crown. Don't ask. Just please don't touch. Okay, said Minnie, taking the watch carefully in her hand and looking at it. Oh boy. Whilst she had seen Kyra holding it before, it was the first time she had seen it up close. As a pocket watch, it wasn't exactly fancy. There was no chain to hang on it, no flip-open case to protect the face, and even the face itself was very basic. But that didn't matter to Minnie. All that mattered is that it told the time and she could see it. Right, I think I remember you specifically mentioned you liked the sound of clocks, if I'm correct. She watched intently as the second hand swept around the face. It was the movement that eventually caught her attention. Kyra noticed she seemed to be rather curious about it. What is it, Minnie? Oh, nothing really. It's just, I don't think I've seen a watch that moves the way yours does. The second hands move really smoothly, but on my alarm clock it's rather jerky. Like it sort of lunges forward. Oh, that's because your alarm clock is battery-powered, I assume, Kyra explained. Most clocks and watches these days are, but mine is mechanical. Really? You mean one of those really old ones you need to wind up in order to get it to work? Asked Minnie. How would Minnie know? She's like... I don't know, I think at this point, all she knows is phones. Heck, I don't even think her brother would know about that stuff. Young people. That's right, said Kyra, although mine never seems to need winding. Wow, that's so cool, said Minnie, looking back at the watch. She held it up to her ear and was greeted with a tiny, consistent, and surprisingly relaxing noise as the gears inside ticked away like a little machine. Yes, I was right. You're the one who explained to me that you like the sound of ticking clocks. I was right. One biscuit for Ava. I wish I could have a watch like this. Minnie, you and I both know you'd break it after one day, said Kyra. You don't know that. Minnie gave Kyra a small prod to the side. Of course I do. I'm a dream guider, and you're Minnie. Minnie didn't have an answer for that. She just went back to looking at the watch, waiting for midnight to draw nearer. Kyra, can I ask you something? She said, finally breaking the silence. Sure, go ahead. Well, I don't mean to be polite, but how old are you? Kyra pondered. I do believe that in human society, it isn't polite to ask a woman her age. But I don't mind. I'm 18. Really? You're quite young then, remarked Minnie. I just thought, well... Actually, I don't know. I wasn't even sure if you had ages or birthdays or anything. Oh, we do, but it's slightly different to humans, explained Kyra. Dream Guiders live for roughly as long as humans, but our years are a lot longer. One Dream Guider year is roughly 4 human years. Well, then Dream Guiders live longer than humans by that math. Whoa, that's remarkable. It's nothing compared to energiists. Their years are as long as a human year, but they can live well into their thousands. They're from an alternate dimension of sorts, if that makes any sense. Okay, I gotcha, replied Minnie quite casually, something that caught Kyra out. Oh, okay. I must admit I was expecting more of a reaction when I mentioned alternate dimensions, she said. Minnie giggled and winked. Oh yeah, I end up in a different dimension all the time. You're also forgetting I literally have the power of hammer space on my person. Oh, right, about that. What even is that? Asked Kyra. Your hammer space. Honestly, I have no idea, Minnie said. I think it's around my back or my hair or... Hang on, how come you don't know? I thought you knew everything about me. I only know what you know, Minnie, responded Kyra. And what I'm more wondering is why you don't just use your hammer space to get some new batteries for your alarm clock. Well, I mean, it's not that simple, said Minnie. Now, in-universe, technically it's called a pocket dimension. The term hammer space is more a reference to animation, which is what Minnie's calling it. Now, she's specifically calling it a hammer space because it's a space where she keeps a hammer. But in-universe, most people would label it as a pocket dimension because it's ostensibly a pocket. So the two began a long conversation about hammer space, or pocket dimensions, alternative dimensions and such, with Minnie explaining some of the misadventures she had over the last week. The two had such an engaging chat that Minnie completely forgot to keep an eye on the time. I hate talking. When she looked back at Kyra's watch, she gasped. There's only 1 more minute until midnight, she almost shouted. Oh, well, in that case, we'd better not lose focus, said Kyra. Oh, we don't want you to miss out on making your dream come true. But then Minnie looked back at Kyra. Well, then what? What do you mean, Minnie? Well, staying up to midnight for my birthday is something I've always wanted to do, but once I've done it, what should I do afterwards? What if I don't have any more ideas for things I really want to do? You're not that simple-minded, Minnie. I think you'll be fine. Kyra smiled and gently rubbed Minnie's cheek. You will, Minnie. I can guarantee that. Otherwise, we'd be out of a story. You seem so sure, said Minnie. I am, replied the Dream Guider, because you have a great imagination, and that's what drives your dreams and wishes. Well, stress can do that, too. Minnie smiled again and then looked back at the watch. Kyra, 10 seconds! The two gazed at the pocket watch as the second hand ticks and swept across the face, even closer to the top. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. And then, for the briefest moment, literally just a quarter second, all 3 hands pointed towards the 12 marker. Aw, Minnie looked like she was about to cry. Minnie! Your dreams are stupid. Don't cry. I did it! It's midnight, she said, and now it's my birthday! And with that, she flung her arms around Kyra. Thank you so much! Kyra returned the hug and gently stroked Minnie's hair. You're welcome. Now then, I think it's time to go to bed. You have a busy morning after all. Yeah, and Minnie didn't finish her sentence. Kyra's gentle touch was making her feel quite sleepy, and besides, it had been a long night for her. Yeah, Minnie can't stay up till midnight. She turns into a pumpkin. Kyra carefully took back her watch, then gently tucked the drowsy Minnie into bed. She watched as Minnie's eyelids closed slowly and waited until she could hear light breathing. Light breathing. Minnie snores like a tractor. Unless she sleeps on her stomach, then you'd hear light breathing. And then, as the dream glider slowly began to fade away back to her realm, she gave the little girl a gentle kiss on the forehead. Happy birthday, Minnie Angel Bright. This was cute. Thank you for that, Crash. I really like that.